Hey everyone, this is Janet with Yoga with Janet. And today I am going to take you through a full body flow that I like to call clearing out the cobwebs. So we are going to touch every little nook and cranny, not specializing or honing in on a specific body part, but just giving the full body a nice cleanse so that you get a sense of clarity in your mind and you can start fresh. So come into a child's pose and bring your knees just as wide as your rib cage, and then allow your arms to fall down. We'll start with a few cleansing breaths. You can take a sigh, and that might already feel like a nice little washing over you. Yeah, and let the breath just be an anchor. So if anything becomes overwhelming or strained, you can always come to child's pose or just simply turn your attention to the breath as an opportunity to slow down and reground. Let's start to reach your arms forward. Spread the fingertips, press down through the finger pads, and feel an elongation of the spine. So it's an active child's pose. And the hips reach back and down. Hollow the armpits. And then keep that sort of connection to your breath. And then slowly come up onto all fours, tabletop. Shoulders on top of the wrist, knees underneath the hips. As you breathe in, lift the chest, lift the tailbone, and exhale, round spinal flexion, chin to chest. Feel that stretch between the shoulder blades. Again, inhale, heart forward, shoulders back, and exhale, round, ripple through your spine. Create space in the back body. One more. Inhale, heart forward. And exhale, round. Tailbone draws under, chin draws in. Good. And now tuck your toes under. Lift your knees 1 inch. Good. And we're going to do the same exact thing. Good. Inhale, heart forward, lift the tailbone, lift the chin bone. And then exhale, draw the belly in and spinal flexion. Again, inhale. Heart through the gateway of the shoulders. Draw the belly in the whole time. And then exhale, round. One more. The knees hover just 1 inch. Inhale. Heart forward. Shoulders down the back. And then exhale, round. Feel that quiver, quiver, quiver. Good. Lift your hips downward, facing dog. You can pedal out the feet. And sometimes movement is the best way to find stillness. So that's sort of the aim of this practice, is to move through the whole body, ultimately clearing it out and creating that sense of clarity and stillness in the mind. Anchor the inner palms, firm the upper outer arms in. And then stretch the elbows away from the wrists, shoulders away from elbows. Good. And then pelvis and hips away from the shoulders to create space in every joint. Good. Rise onto the toes, inhale. Good. Exhale, heels down, melt. Again, inhale, rise. And exhale, descend. Inhale. And exhale. Good, rise onto the toes. And then ripple forward, undulate the spine, chin to chest, ripple from the back of the heart, and then uncoil. Take a deep breath in. Bend the knees and then glide the hips up and back as you ripple through the spine. Again, inhale, heart forward. And exhale, bend the knees, hips up and back. Good, one more. Inhale, ripple through the back of the heart. Uncoil. And then bend the knees. And it's this whole sort of rinsing of the spine. God, rise onto the toes. And then tiptoe to the top of the mat. One step at a time. And breathe in. Halfway lift, lengthen. Long spine, exhale, fold. Sweep the arms all the way up. Press the palms above the head. And then exhale, interlace the hands at the base of your skull. Inhale, lift the chest, find a back bend, head into hands. And exhale, fold, interlace hands behind the back. Release the shoulders. Release your hands down. Step your right foot back. Lower the knee. And then sweep the arms. Breath in. As you exhale, cactus the arms and sink into the hips. Good. Two more. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Good. And exhale, cactus. Squeezing the air out. Inhale, breath in. And exhale, squeeze. Open the chest. Release the hands down. Tuck the back toes, lift your knee. Place the hands. Dome the back, pick up the front toes, and step to plank. Good, for a count of 5. Press through the heels, lengthen through the crown of the head. And then actively lift out of the shoulders for 3. Good, thighs press. Tailbone descends for 2. And 1. We're going to slowly lower for 5. For 4. Elbows by the ribs. Use your legs. 2. And 1. Baby cobra. Press into your pinky toes. Lift the kneecaps. Inhale. Peel. And release. 2 more. Inhale. Slowly move through the spine. And release. Let 1 more. Inhale, lift, lift, lift. Maybe this time lift your hands and feel the whole back chain of the body engage. And then release. Press up to your knees, tuck toes, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. And hand out. Rise onto the toes. And again, tiptoe. Top of the mat. All the way between your hands. Let inhale, lengthen the heart, spine, long hands flat. Exhale, fold. Sweep the arms up, press the palms, lengthen. And then exhale, interlace hands at the base of the neck. Inhale, elbows wide, heart open. And exhale, fold, interlace hands, belly to thighs. Keep that connection and then work to straighten the legs. Good. Release your hands all the way down. Breathe in, half lift. And then step your left foot back. Lower the knee. Sweep your arms all the way up. Breath in. And then cactus the arms. Open the chest. 2 more. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, deepen. Good. Inhale. And exhale. Release the hands. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee. Flex the front toes and step to plank. Again, for a count of 5, See if you can elongate the chest through the arms. Little tuck of the chin to elongate the back of the neck. Thigh bones pressed to ceiling. So you're just as much in your legs as you are in your arms. And then we'll lower for 5. Heart forward for 4. 3, use your legs. 2, and 1. This time, take your fingertips wide. Inhale, lift the chest, peel away, and release. This is called striking cobra. Feet down. Inhale, peel. So you can usually come a little bit higher. Good. And release. Good. One more. Inhale, lift, and release. Now bring your hands by your ribs. This time, tuck your toes. Always the option to come through the knees or lift your knees. Lift your belly. Press up as one solid plank. And downward facing dog. Breath in. And out. Just tapping into that flow, rhythm. I'd rise onto the toes. And tiptoe. Top of the mat. Good. Between your hands, breathe in. Lengthen and exhale. Fold. Reach the arms all the way up. Lengthen the side bodies. And then circle the arms all the way back to the center of your heart. I hope you're feeling warm. Bend your knees, reach your arms up, chair pose. Let's sink a little bit deeper. Good. And then you're going to lift your right heel toward your bum. Good. Squeeze your hamstring. And then slowly hinge forward. Step your right foot back as the fingertips come down. Good. Inhale, bend the knee. Take the chest forward. And exhale, straighten out the front leg. Again, inhale, we bend, heart forward, and exhale, straighten, pyramid stretch. And one more. Inhale, bend, fingertips, heart forward, and exhale, straighten. Notice that thigh to rib cage connection. It doesn't matter if you straighten the leg or not, keeping that glued together. Take one more breath here. And then bend into your front knee. Plant your right hand, one hand span forward. Spin all 10 toes to the left. Reach your left arm back. Reverse Skandasana. Feel the stretch in the right side of the waist, the hip. You can linger. And then we'll come into high Skandasana. Spin all the way to your right leg. Bend your right knee. And then stretch your arms apart. The chest is parallel with the mat rather than sinking too low. Squeeze the feet towards each other, but expand the chest and the fingertips. You can take a few pulses here, down and up. Here for 5, 4, and work those glutes. 3, get a nice little view of my bum. 2, and 1. Walk the hands all the way back to the top of the mat. Take a deep bend. Plant your hands. Lift your left leg up and back. 3-legged dog. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, tiger curl, knee to chest, thigh to rib cage. 2 more times. Inhale, lift up and back, 3-legged dog. And exhale, thigh to rib cage. Round. 1 more. Lift up and back. A knee to chest, step between your hands. Warrior 1, place the back heel down. Firm the left hip in. Lunge forward, come up. Good, and then give yourself a few breaths to really come into the shape. Good. Drive the left knee forward and then lengthen the torso. Option to press the palms together. I don't know, it helps me to elongate my arms. Whatever works for you. 1 more breath here. Good, and then release the hands all the way down. Frame your front foot. Lift the back heel. Pick up, step to plank. Inhale. Lower halfway, chaturanga. Press the feet back. Upward facing dog. I like to look over my shoulders and linger. And downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, a little bit of cardio for you. These are called leprechaun hops. So you're going to imagine clicking your heels together above your head. And it's a really nice way or intro into doing tuck jumps. And you get a little bit more balance. So your feet will come together and come into a shortened downward facing dog. You breathe in, bring the shoulders over the wrists, and you just feel that place and space, and then bend your knees, click the heels above the head. Here for 5, for 4. If you hold it, you can hold it. 3, 2, 1, and then jump between the hands. Breathe in, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Sweep the arms above the head. Press your palms, and then circle the arms all the way back to your heart. Other side, bend your knees. Reach your arms up, look up. So same arms as that warrior 1. Good. And then from here, draw your left heel towards your bum and begin to hinge forward. As you bend your right leg, your left leg will step all the way back. Come to fingertips. Inhale, heart forward, deep lunge. And exhale, straighten right leg. Inhale, bend. And exhale, fold and straighten. And one more. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten, and just linger in the pyramid stretch. Firm your right hip in. Then come back to that anchor of your breath. And bend the right knee. Plant the left hand, one hand span forward, and then spin all 10 toes over towards the right. Good, reach your right arm back, and then feel the stretch along the left side body and the outer right hip. And then high skandasana. Bend your left knee, arms out towards the side. Let's sit a little bit lower. But feel the heels hug in towards each other, chest parallel with the mat. Give me 5 pulses here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down, spider crawl, top of the mat. Good, plant the palms. Good, and then you're gonna lift up and back. 3-legged dog, inhale. Exhale, tiger curl, knee to chest, round. Inhale, up and back. And then exhale, round, thigh to rib cage. 1 more. Lengthen. And this one you're gonna step all the way through. Good, take the lunge. Place the back heel 45 degrees. Right hip in, heart forward. Warrior 1, come up. And work the right knee on top of your right ankle. So the shin is vertical. Lift the right frontal hip up, away from the right thigh. Create space and press the left thigh back. Press your palms and then look up. And then release your hands down, lift the back heel. Good, and then step to plank. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and out. Good, feet together. Shorten the down dog. And same thing, 5 little leprechaun hops, heels above the bum. Click them together. 3, 2, 1. And then jump between your hands. Breathe in, lengthen, and fold. Sweep the arms all the way up. Press the palm, and then circle the hands back to your heart space. Good. Okay. Final sort of big flow, clearing out the cobwebs. Bend the knees, reach the arms up, inhale. Good, and then bring your hands into your heart and twist. Left elbow to the right thigh. So we're in Utkatasana twist. Sit lower and spin the chest open. Good. Tailbone the tail is in line with the head. Good, now just take the gaze down. Lift your left heel towards your bum. And same thing, you're gonna step back as slowly as you can. Option to lower the back knee or stay in that twisted crescent lunge. Press the back thigh to the ceiling. Firm your right hip in and gaze over your right shoulder. Warrior 2. Bend deeply into your right knee. Bend deeply into your right knee. Yeah. Good. Stretch your arms apart. Good. And sit lower into your legs. Flip your right palm to the ceiling. Good. And then reach up and back. Reverse warrior. And feel that right side body stretch. It can feel so good. Big breath in. Good, and then we're going to come into side angle. Forearm to the thigh. Left arm up and over. Spin the chest to the ceiling. Good, so the option is to lower the hand inside of the foot. To do that, you want to bend deeper into your right knee. And then open the chest. Good, now bring your top arm forward. Bicep by the ear. Long line from the back heel through the fingertips. Inhale. And exhale. And you're going to reverse up and back. Breathe in. Good. Straighten your right leg. We're going to move into triangle. Good. So both legs straight. Reach your right arm forward. Imagine you're like crawling it up a wall so the right side body stays long, and then bring your arm inside of your leg. Use your left hand to spin the torso up. Left arm to the ceiling. Option to bring your top arm forward, bicep by the ear, like we did before, and then option to bring your right arm forward, and the work is to spin the chest open. Lots of core. Good. Bend into your right knee, and then lower your left knee down. Good. Now bring your hands into your heart. And then we're going to go where we went before with the twisted crescent, but this time option to open the arms. So you'll lean forward, twist left tricep to the right thigh. Good. So you can stay here. Again, this is stage 1. Stage 2, option to lift the leg. Good. And then stage 3, you want to get your armpit down onto the thigh and place your left hand outside of the right foot, right arm to the ceiling. If you're desperate for a bind, if you're begging for it, you can find it. Your fingers outside of your left hip. Good. And then release your arms. We're going to come into that high Skandasana like we did before. Bend your left knee, chest parallel to the mat. Stretch the fingers apart. Inhale. And then walk the hands back, top of the mat. Left hand, one hand span forward. Send all 10 toes to the right. Reverse Skandasana. If you want to up the ante, you can bring the fingertips behind you. Wind the elbow back to open the chest, and then straighten the arms. Get a deeper kind of twist into the spine. Feels really juicy. And then we'll swivel around again, wide-legged forward fold or separate leg stretch. And so for this first one, interlace the hands behind the back, open the chest and fold. Pigeon toe the feet a little bit, not too much, and press into the edges of the feet. Lift the shoulders away from the ears and hug the inner thighs towards the midline. And release your hands, breathe in, halfway lift. Walk the hands back, top of the mat. Find your lunge, frame the foot, lift, and then float your right leg back to a one-legged plank. That's optional to flow from here. Lower halfway, place the foot down. Upward facing dog. Good. Downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, so now we're gonna bring the feet together to touch, short down dog. And instead of doing the knees wide and heels together, we are gonna do legs together. So if it helps, you can always take a block. If you're someone, your legs just spread apart. You can bring the block between the inner thighs. Okay, so shorten the down dog. And again, you play with that proprioception, shoulders over the wrists. Bend the knees and kick tuck jumps. Here for 5. Arms straight, hands flat. 4. 3. 2. Last one, jump between the hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Sweep the arms all the way up. And circle them all the way down back to the center of your heart. Okay, so we're gonna move into the other side. Bend your knees. Sweep the arms up, chair pose. Let's sit a little bit deeper. Hands to heart. Lean forward and then twist to the right. Right elbow to the left thigh. And draw your left shoulder back, right shoulder under. Firm the hips to the midline. Take the gaze down. Lift your right heel toward your bum, like a little flamingo. That's what I like to call this one. And then slowly step your right foot all the way back. Always the option to lower the knee and prioritize the twist. These bangs are getting in my way. Good, and then press the knee towards the ceiling. Good. Left hip firms in and open the chest. Warrior 2, windmill the arms open, and then sit into your left thigh. My little mic pack has a mind of its own. Sit a little bit deeper. Work the thigh towards parallel. Your right hip can roll in a bit. And spread the chest. Look forward. Flip the left palm. And reverse, reach up and back. Feel the left side of the body lengthen without crunching or collapsing into the right side. And then forearm to thigh. Spin the chest up. You can use your arm or the hands to rotate the rib cage. And then option to bring the fingertips down and reach your right arm to the ceiling. Good, and then press the arm against the leg against the arm. So your bum doesn't stick out, it firms in. Top arm forward, bicep by the ear, and look towards your fingers. And then reverse, reach up and back. And now straighten your left leg. That should feel really nice to go from bent leg to straight leg. And then triangle. Start to scoot your left arm forward. Again, rather than down, think of reaching it up a wall. Take the back of the hand to the inner calf and then reach your right arm to the ceiling. Roll the rib cage open. Look to ceiling. Now an option to take your right arm forward. And this is the core work. Left arm. So both arms frame the face. If your chest is pointing down, lift it towards the ceiling. And breathe. And then slowly release. Lower the right knee. Okay. We're going to come back into that twist. Hands to heart. And then begin to twist. Right elbow to the left thigh. Good. Lift the chest up. So rather than the thumbs being in the armpit or to the nipple, see if you can bring them to the center of the chest. Good. And then option to stay here or lift the back thigh and spiral the chest open. Good. And then option to take that armpit further down, get more sort of surface area and release the right hand down, left arm to the ceiling. And again, you can spin the top palm back and go for the bind. And rather than collapsing into it, see if you can expand from the center. Heel through the crown of the head. Maybe the gaze comes up. Release the hands. Woo! And then high Skandasana. Bend your right knee. Stretch the arms apart. Big breath in. Good, and then walk your hands forward. Right hand, one hand span forward. All 10 toes spin to the left. Good, reach back and then take your left fingertips behind you and work that rotation and opening of the chest. Good. I was just there an extra long time because it felt so freaking good. And then spin over towards the right. Wide-legged forward fold or separate leg stretch. Hug the feet towards each other. And you can stick with this Prasarita Padottanasana. I think it's a D variation, I'm not sure, or C. And or you can bring the hands in line with the feet. Heels of the hands in line with the heels of the feet. Stretch the heart forward, shoulders away from ears, and then option to bring the crown of the head down. And if you, again, are super keen for the tripod headstand, you can do a wide-legged press. Option to bring the legs together and breathe. Reach through the feet, press the thighs back, bum in, elbows firm in. So you squeeze to the midline. And then just as slowly, you're gonna come out of it. So anything you do well, you should be able to do backwards. Good. So gracefully exiting. Inhale, take the heart forward. Good, hands forward and then walk to the top of the mat. Final vinyasa. Pick up the front foot, float the left foot back, one-legged plank, lower halfway, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Deep inhale and full exhale. And we're slowly just gonna sneak the legs through, sit onto your bum. Bring your legs forward. Come all the way down onto your back. We'll move through our little floor series, back bending. And a nice little closing ritual. But just take a moment to notice anything that's shifted. Anything that you've been able to let go of. Right? Have you become lighter at all? Good. So place the heels in line with sit bones. Good. Puff the chest, sneak shoulder blades underneath you. And then roll up one vertebrae at a time. Notice that I'm really using my legs here. Lift the hips, move the shins back, and then the back bend comes more into the upper chest. Inner feet heavy, inner thighs wrap down, and then outer hips hug in. Slowly roll down one vertebrae at a time. And take the feet wide, knock the knees together. Always noticing the after effects of any posture. Okay, we'll come into bridge again, or option to take wheel. Okay. Heels in line with sit bones, and roll up one vertebrae at a time. Tailbone up into the pelvis, and then reach your arms back. Flip the fingers towards the feet, elbows in. Then come to the crown of your head, and then come into your legs. So legs move towards the upper body, firm the elbows in, and then press the arms and straighten the elbows. Good. And the same thing with the legs. Inner feet heavy, inner thighs wrap down, outer hips hug in. Press tailbone up into the pelvis and release the back of the neck. And see if you can stay just a little bit longer than might be comfortable. Right? The idea is that we can become strong and steady and still in every posture, and that every time we do it, we might be able to stay in it a little bit longer, kind of as a focus point, as a meditation. Okay, that's enough. Head down, come down, shoulder blades, middle back, lower back, tailbone. Feet wide, knees together. Sometimes there's an immediate effect of doing something really intense, right? There's immediate clearing and immediate clarity because the intensity is so strong that you literally cannot think of anything else while you're doing it. Almost an emptiness. More space. No fluff. Nothing extra. And then just bring your feet or your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice hug. And then you're going to come up to seated rock and roll all the way up. And come into Ardha Matsyendrasana. or to the fish. So you bring your left knee forward, tuck your foot in, and bring your right foot outside the left thigh. And option to straighten this leg as well. So twists are great after back bending. Ground your right sit bone. Bring your right hand behind you. Reach your left arm to the ceiling. And then start to revolve or rotate around the axis of the spine. Crown of head stays on top of tailbone. Lower back lifts. Good. And then option to hook. Option to grab your knee. And option for the bind. Good. Notice if you round, see if you can elongate. Crown on top of the tail. Draw your right shoulder back and maybe look over your right shoulder. And then you'll de-rotate to the left. It can feel really nice. I always like to search for a little crack. And then release your legs. Good. Right foot under, right knee forward, left foot on top. Ground the left sit bone down. And bring your left hand behind you. Reach your right arm to the ceiling. And rotate around the spine. You can hook that armpit into the thigh and grab your knee or maybe the foot if that's available. And then option to take the bind, thread the right arm through the front of the leg. And again, notice this collapsing, the shoulders drawing in. See if you can expand the center of your chest and look back. Crown on top of tailbone. And release the arms, de-rotate to the right. Ooh, a nice little crack in there. And then lengthen both legs, Paschimottanasana. Seated forward fold. Bring your hands beside you, lift your hips up, and pop your sit bones down. Reach your arms up and work a long spine rather than rounding. All right, this shape is better than this shape. Right, so think of keeping the spine nice and long and then hinging as far as you can. When you start to round the back, just release the hands down. Active legs, press the thigh bones down, press your heels down. And then option 2, bring belly to thighs. And if you want, you can grab your big toes or opposite hands or simply hands beside you to pull the chest forward. And then release the hands, lift up, reach your arms forward, and roll down one vertebrae at a time. Good. Come onto your back, draw your shoulders under you. Even draw your bum more under you. And then spread out into your Shavasana. This is the ultimate posture of letting go. So if there's something that you feel like is clinging, that's dusting up your mind or your decision making or just your vision, this is an invitation to let that go. You can stay here absolutely as long as you need or have time for. I always invite you to linger a little bit more. And you'll just bring your hands into your heart and just bow to the practice for anything that it allowed you to clear away, right? Any obstacles that kept you from moving forward. Even if it's just like a little bit of dust, right? This practice is sort of like your housekeeping. It just brings a little bit more ease into everything you do. Take a deep breath in and out. Bring your hands to your forehead. Little bow. Namaste.